You're now watching The Wash Daily. The FDA has listed some of the challenges it's facing when it's talking about regulating cannabis-derived products. The FDA has so far approved 4 cannabis-derived products as pharmaceuticals. One of them is SLLiks. It's a drug that's given to people with epilepsy, and it helps them to stop their seizures. Now, what's dumb is they don't need to make a drug for it. It's been shown a number of times that just a small use of cannabis tincture under the tongue can keep those same symptoms at bay. But the pharmaceuticals want to get their hands in it and charge you astronomical fees for a plant that just grows in the soil. The FDA is pretending that cannabis is unknown and that it's a new drug that no one's ever seen before, even though it's probably the oldest used drug in the history of mankind, and that people like Sir William Brooke O'Shaughnessy in the 1800s was using cannabis for people with epilepsy in India and to treat his own dog or some sort of illness he got while in India. And he and his dog were eating cannabis-derived medicine. In India, they were using cannabis for medicine for a long time. In fact, the Vedas believe that it's a spiritual plant. So the FDA has now put together a team of groups to look at cannabis to see if it's actually safe. And there's been a call for women in particular. What they're looking to do is see if the CBD can impact women's health significantly. A lot of women have problems with things that men don't have problems with, menstrual cycles and cramps and stuff related to the female biology. Well, the FDA's Deputy Director, Douglas Throckmorton, outlined a plan they have to see if cannabis is going to be safe. The 2018 Farm Bill removed cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act, but under the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. The Farm Bill specifically gave the FDA control over all hemp-derived products. The government regulatory agencies have been accused of sabotaging efforts to put hemp into the marketplace. Also in news, Connecticut House Speaker Matt Ritter said there's a 50-50 chance we're going to legalize cannabis in 2021. Since New Jersey's legalized cannabis, it's put a lot of pressure on states like New York and Connecticut. Connecticut's between Massachusetts and New York, and so there's going to be a huge opportunity lost if they don't legalize their cannabis. All those dollars are going to go to other states. A few weeks ago, Connecticut's Governor Ned Lamont was on record on his concerns that people would be coming from Phil Murphy's dirty New Jersey with their cannabis and bring it into clean Connecticut. And so he said, we can't let this happen. We have to legalize cannabis in Connecticut so that Phil Murphy's dirty weed doesn't come over here to our clean, pristine state. Also in news, Madison, Wisconsin is going to stop arresting people for cannabis possession. Anybody over 18 can now have up to an ounce of cannabis, 28 grams. They can also have bongs and papers and pipes, and there's no problem with smoking bongs while being in the city. As long as smoking isn't prohibited otherwise, it's totally fine to be wherever you are taking bong hits out in public. So Wisconsin is probably going to be one of the greatest states for cannabis tourism. I would imagine that opens up a huge opportunity for folks in Wisconsin. Now, in Wisconsin, it still isn't legal, and there's a big legal battle for it. But this is certainly one example of how local politics is the best way to go about making local change. Thanks for watching The Wash Daily.